Hey guys, good morning or good afternoon. Ashley Ivory here with Ashley Ivory Photography. Today in this video, I'm gonna do a behind the scenes. I wanna do start to finish with booking with the client outfits and what all went into the entire process, all the way up until the end of the shoot. Before I start though, I did wanna mention, because I don't want anyone thinking I have really bad hygiene. I style for a fashion show in our town. It's a really amazing fashion show, by the way, but anyway, I've been dyeing clothes, and so my fingernails, my hands were actually completely green until just like 20 minutes ago. So my fingernails, I talk a lot with my hands, and I feel like if you look closely enough, you'll see how gross my hands look. So, but it's all for a good cause. I have been dyeing fabrics, so that is what it is. I do wash my hands. Anyway, okay, so moving on. The girl I used for my senior behind the scenes shoot for this month, her name is Grace. She is absolutely the cutest little thing. She really is. And I used her for a couple reasons. One, her mom really went above and beyond for her outfits, which is so important. It absolutely makes any session, those outfits really can speak volumes to who a senior is or a family is. And so, you know, your picture can't talk, but your outfits can say who you are as a person. So anyway, I saw that going into the process of, as far as what she was going to bring. But even more so, her older brother, he was one of my first seniors that I got to work with, where we really went, and I do go above and beyond for any session, but like he was up for anything as far as he played baseball. So like any fun shots and running and jumping and diving for balls. So I'd already worked with this family, and I knew, which is always nice to have a repeat family that you really click with, but I really knew they were going to be amazing. Assumed they would be really amazing as far as working with his younger sister. So, and she was. So this is why I chose Grace. But mostly I saw the effort going into those outfits, and I thought, okay, this is going to be an amazing shoot. So before I start showing you behind the scenes footage, the parts that went into it was, one, her mom reached out to me. We scheduled a shoot, talked about which package worked best for her. I would love that they did my largest package because it gives a lot of variety, which is important to me, which brings me to what was she gonna wear and bring. And so that is a absolutely almost always question I get. What do we wear? Where are we gonna shoot? So I don't ever choose those shoot locations, which I have mentioned this before. I don't ever choose shoot locations until I see my clients' outfits, unless they're like, we have to shoot here or there. I'll follow that request. But if they leave it up to me, being someone who does this all the time, I want to see what they're wearing. So her mom and I went back and forth on, should we wear this, you know, through Messenger. They'd be shopping in a store and she would text me, what about this romper? And as soon as I could, you know, it's not always right away if I'm cooking dinner or something, but as soon as I could, I would get back to her. And it was really nice. And I love doing that for my clients, as long as they know, like, you know, she'll get back to me as soon as she can. I say that because sometimes I'm busy. But anyway, so I loved getting to do that because I was able to see and kind of guide them to a bit of variety. So when I say variety, that'd be colors. You know, she didn't bring 5 black tops and dresses or pants. She had variety in color. She had variety in style, from like kind of a little country dress that was super cute with boots to a bomber jacket. And then she had the cutest sweater with patterns on it. So we picked her outfits. Right before our session, I sat down and I looked at all her outfits, and I decided where I wanted to shoot each of these outfits. The locations that you're gonna see today was truly based off of what she was bringing to wear. So one thing that's really important to me with sessions is I typically follow, I'm gonna call it a formula or a pattern, but I start downtown and then I work out into the country, as long as they're wanting that kind of variety. Now, if they want us to just stay in the country, that's fine, and vice versa, just downtown. I start downtown because there's a lot more places for shade, so I can start earlier in the day and still have really great lighting. And then I end in the field, so we're not out in this harsh light at 5 in the evening. We're there at sunset time. So that's why I typically start downtown. Now sometimes, yeah, I might want to do something really fun with light, or again, they may want just greenery type shots. I work my best to make each session kind of custom to what they're requesting. But again, those locations, whether it be all greenery or all downtown, revolve around what they're gonna bring to wear. So with Grace's outfits, I sat down, I looked at all of them. I decided what would be most appropriate for downtown versus what would be most appropriate for the country. And you'll kind of see, and I'll explain why and where as I go through these clips. So here we go with the first clip, and we're starting downtown. Yes, I love it. Serious again.
Okay, go on. Send us a song.
I'm sorry, I'm coming closer to you.
I'm down one step now, then. Sorry.
Okay, so this is a shorter clip of Grace and I interacting. And one thing I want to point out is that when I'm further away from her, I have her up a couple steps higher. But as I came closer, I did have her move down. When I have clients sitting in their like up steps or even standing up higher, I try to be really conscious, and I know this probably sounds like a given, but it really took me a little bit to be like, oh, but I have her move down as I move closer to her because it almost looks like I'm shooting up her nose. And while yes, you can be creative and shoot from any angle, for what I was going for, I needed her to move down. So yeah, wanted to point that out.
Can you move the foot further from me to the lower tip?
Yes.
Now you know all the safe places I hang out when I'm working. Big smile for me. I want you to start sitting up, so you're here, and then for the shot, you're gonna go back. Okay. So your hair.
And like smile?
Yes, let's do that first. It was perfect. Can you go back with your hands here and bring your eyes in really close? I'm gonna do just like an up close shot. Take this other hand and hold on right here. Yes. Stunning. It's stunning, I swear it. Do it again and smile for me. Just kind of, oh, cute. And then I want you to be serious and take that breath if you can. You did awesome. Come stand down here. I kind of like this purple. Okay. So I'm almost thinking kind of like, I don't want just this. So kind of like here, you know? You can put your hand in your pocket however you want to do.
Okay, so one of the reasons I wanted to use this particular location, and you can kind of see it's a little, there's a lot of trash around there. I'm either one, angling my camera where you're not gonna see that trash because it's a really cool, I love stuff like this. I love the urban feel to it, and I knew her sweater was gonna pop. So one, I made certain that I either was angling my camera to miss the trash, like whether she be kind of in front of it, so like the Coke bottles and all the other stuff. But, or two, I know that I can remove it as long as I'm not making too much extra work on myself. So a little soda can, if I don't want to walk over and move it, when I say remove it, I could take it out in Photoshop. So I would normally typically move it, but it looks pretty gross, so I didn't want to touch everything. But it was worth it to walk over there and kind of see what was going on, because I really think these pictures are going to come together, which I'm going to show you an after here. But it all came together really, really well, and I thought it was beautiful. So again, you did see me work through a pose with her that she was moving. So I told her to move her hair. Grace had beautiful hair. Her curls held perfectly all night, so I was able to have her flip her hair around a lot. But just that simple motion of her moving it, I swear it breathes so much life into that shot. So
Your hair, let's bring it forward. And chin up for me. Big smile. And serious again. Take that deep breath for me. And then look that way. Just kind of towards that way. And one more time, just your eyes look right back at me. Yes, perfect. Okay, let's get out of here.
okay, so just a little tip here. hair is super important. It can be over your shoulders. It can be tucked behind your ears. You can do whatever you want with the hair. But I think it needs to be appropriate for the time. So if I'm shooting her from the side, I typically think it looks better, you know, on the back. Now, this is just my opinion. And again, if it's not appropriate for what you're shooting or what you think is the best, don't do it. But, you know, from the side, I always think over the back is pretty, or even like kind of split. Now, when they're straight on at me, typically I think not this, but this looks better, and not this, not tucked. I try to be really conscious not to let them tuck their hair behind their ears while I'm shooting. So just be conscious of that. No, there's not really a right or wrong way, but just think about it with your shot. And honestly, sometimes it's just a matter of, can you pull your hair forward? No, throw one back. That's what I like. So don't be afraid to have them change things. That's what they want you to do. So work through it, figure out what works best for that shot. No, every shot can be different and there's no right or wrong way, but this is something I caught here with her, that instead of this, and she had like one little curl, this looks better. Also, working around that trash.
That I love. Drop both hands and hold them here. And then just kind of look over your shoulder. You have a really full lens flare, so just kind of over. Yes. Don't move anything. Look right at me with your eyes. Awesome. Take a breath for me.
So on our way out of this kind of downtown stairwell type, it's not stairwell, downtown staircase. I stopped her because I thought the light looked really cool. Now, one thing I love about digital photography, I can delete it if it doesn't look good. And I say that all the time, like when I'm trying to convince a senior to do like a hair flip, or a basketball player to do something, you know, I'm like, we can delete it later. If it doesn't look good, or if it looks funny, or you don't like it, we'll never talk about it. That's basically what I tell them, and I mean it. But with this one, I wanted her to stop, and I was like, hey, if we shoot it and we don't like it, fine, whatever, we won't do anything with it. The light here was really cool. Now, one thing that's really fun about a camera, and even manual mode, is if I'm shooting straight on at her versus if I'm shooting like this at her. Now, I know I just said not up the nose, but it wasn't. She was still standing with me. I was just changing the angle of my camera because it completely was changing the light that was coming in right behind her here. And it will be beautiful. And I also like to tell people, because they'll get a lens flare, and I like to make sure my clients know. So when I shoot this, it's gonna be really artsy, is what I always say. So it's not gonna be your perfect portrait with the perfect, you know, skin and everything like that. It's gonna be more artsy, bright, you know, some of the face might be blown out or something like that. So I make sure they're aware that's what I'm going for, because again, I think that puts us all on the same page. They're like, oh, this wasn't that artsy shot. That's what I want. So anyway, not just, oh, she messed it up and shot it weird. So anyway, okay, yeah.
One. Love it. I want to do it again, but this hand, instead of going here, maybe bring it up, because I love the bracelet. Okay. And then let the other one hang. Okay. Okay. Heard a friend. Oh, I just love all this green. Chin up for me. Can you give me a smirk? Oh, there's one here. Let me see your smirk. Okay. I think mine probably looks ridiculous. Plus I've had Botox, so okay, and then here for me, just like big smile. Can you lean out a lot? Yes, too cute. Swing this arm a little bit. Yeah, I know it feels silly. Okay, and then the other thing I was gonna...
Okay, so this goes back to the whole, I was looking at her outfits before I chose my locations. I love color on color, and when I say color on color, green on green, black on black, white on white. Maybe it's not always appropriate, but a lot of times, because color is so important to me in my shots, I love it. I love the way it looks, or even the effect it gives the picture. So I chose a totally green wall of greenery based off of her green outfit. And so I'll show you a finished product here. But also I want to take note that I'm angling her where I'm shooting at an angle down the wall, because I'm trying to avoid my Jeep or the other vehicles that are in the background, because nobody, you know, sometimes it's unavoidable, but when you can avoid it because you have that knowledge that, oh, if I just don't shoot straight down the street and I'm gonna have the side of this random vehicle in my shot. If I shoot at that angle, I just had a continuous beautiful line of greenery right behind her. So that's kind of just, again, just a being aware of the surroundings and just making your picture more beautiful because of it. So.
One more serious for me. You're gonna love these so much. I really do think you are. I'm so excited. With the books. So I don't know how many there are in there. I think it would be so cute to have you just like sit on them, cross your legs, and just kind of like this. But the other thing that would be cute would be kind of like focus on your eyes. So have you hold all of them and just kind of look right at the camera. Cute. I think so too. Yeah. Can we try both? Yes. If you don't mind. Other than that, everybody sits crisscross applesauce with a book and like.
Okay, so something that they brought to the shoot, and I don't think they mentioned it beforehand, and I think they even said that, but just in case they did, my bad. But I don't believe so. So they showed up and they had a lot of, like a big stack of books. Grace loves to read, and so they wanted to incorporate that in some sort of way. And so I told them when they were first telling me about it, I was like, let me think on that. Now they told me about this at the beginning of the shoot. I walk to the back of the car and basically look at all the outfits and everything my clients bring every single shoot. And so that's what I did here. And they had said, we brought some books. And I was like, let me think what I want to do with the books, how we can incorporate it, because I wanted it to be unique and special to her. And it was kind of like off the fly or a last minute, can we incorporate this? And so I said that at the beginning of the shoot. Now we're about 30, 45 minutes into it. And I really had been thinking, what can I do that was different? So a lot of times for seniors, they'll have them sit, and there's nothing wrong with this, but like I always call it crisscross applesauce. And then they'll have the books around them and they'll have them with one book open. And I didn't want to do that. Not that it's not a cute shot, but again, I wanted to make it her own. And it looked like they had enough books that we could stack the books up and she could sit on them. So that's what we did.
Back up one more time slowly, but put the hair on your back. And then, yes, I love that chin to me though. Yep. There's one, do you feel it in the back? There's like a one loose curl. And you're gonna hold it up where your chin almost rests on them. Yes. Yeah, you know how that is when you're trying to hold something?
Okay, so here is me executing that little plan of the books and what to do with it. And I mostly put it in here just so you could kind of see the idea come to life. But also, I wanted to let you see what it looked like after I shot it and we got it edited. So I'm putting one of those pictures in here. Wherever Mike's gonna put it in here. I'm putting this picture in because I really thought it was a cute idea and she went along with it and they were really optimistic about the idea, which I loved because I get really nervous when people are like, I don't like that. Anyway.
Can I have you step like this? Yes. Do you care to do that thing where I said, I'm gonna have you turn, you don't have to turn too much, I don't want you to turn too much, but just kind of, I mostly want that boot to pop, now that we're wearing it. Okay, go ahead and start walking, I'll turn you down. You want me to untuck that one side? Oh, I see it. Three, untuck this one. You got one side of your boat tucked in, untuck it. Pull it, yeah, there you go. Okay, go ahead and walk. 3, 2, 1, pop that boot. I want you to pop. Sorry. No, you're okay. I'm gonna remember what I was doing. You're good, you're good. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1. Yes, that's what I wanted.
Okay, so now we're getting closer to the end of our session and she is in the cutest pink dress and these cowgirl boots that I knew she was bringing. And so in my head is automatically like, we need to shoot this more in a country or greenery or like a setting of some sort that's not downtown. Now, this outfit would look cute anywhere, but to me, this was more appropriate and would bring the picture and the outfit and just the whole thought behind it to life more. And so that's why we shot here. Okay, so I wanted to jump in here really quick between the clips and say something. So Grace had brought more outfits than she needed and we worked, and that's good. That's what I wanted. I'd rather have too much and not be able to use it all than not enough. That's never fun. So I tried really hard to get her through all her outfits. So we had 3 or 4 downtown and then we were gonna have 3 in the country. So when we got out there, we were losing light and it just was what it was. We worked really hard. We had plenty, but it always really makes me sad. And I could have rushed through her last 3 outfits, but instead we condensed it to 2. And the conversation that I had with her mother and with her as well was, I vote quality, not quantity. So we're running out of light. So instead of doing just a couple here and 1 outfit and a couple here and really rush and then do a 3rd outfit, let's focus on these last 2 favorite outfits. So we discussed which ones were her favorite. And we discussed, let's focus more on this outfit she likes and give it quality. Let's not focus on the quantity of outfits. So hopefully that makes sense. I would rather have good pictures in an outfit she loves than really rushed pictures in 3 outfits. So hope that made sense the way I explained it.
Yeah. Look that way and laugh for me. Laugh back at the camera. You can even lean forward if you want. You can drop this hand.
One thing I want to mention, so we had a beautiful day. It was a sunny day. There's a lot of clouds in the sky. So typically if the sun is setting at the end of my session, I love to play with it. So we don't have to shoot with just the sun in front of us or behind us. But there was a huge cloud blocking the sun as it set. So I wasn't going to get that magical glow right behind her head. And it was getting dark because of that cloud, probably darker, maybe 10 or 15 minutes ahead of when it should have. So what I did was I had Grace turn and face towards where the sun was setting. So one, to me, her face is more lit up, even though it's not this bright sunlight, she's still not having it behind her with the cloud, and then it just gets really dark. So I was able to kind of light her face up. Wish the cloud wouldn't have been there, but since I can't move the clouds, I moved my client.
There, come down to this for me. Yeah, switch because of the gold bracelet. Love it. I'm gonna come closer to you. Laugh down this way. You can take your bracelets to the side, like. Hey Grace, do this for me. Hand over here.
Oh, over here.
No, you're fine. And then, like you're almost like chin to your shoulder. Okay. Yes. And then, okay, so I love this, and then I want you to almost look back up at me like, so you're laughing, keep laughing for me. Yes, sorry. And then now back up at me. Yes, perfect. Stay right there. I want those hands. I felt backwards. Big smile for me. Can I have you? What is it you love about this outfit? Can you say that for me? What if I have you?
Okay, so I knew when we had talked about trying to figure out quality versus quantity, so we were talking about which outfit to use last, she'd mentioned, well, this is one of my favorite outfits. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's spend that time, the last 20, 30 minutes with this one outfit. And I asked her at the end of this clip, what's your favorite thing about this outfit? And she told me the pants. So the pants were so cute. So I agreed with her. But they had a great color to them, which is also why I wanted to use it in this location. I thought it was very fitting. But also they had a wide bottom to them, not like a bell bottom or anything like that. So I decided I was gonna have her, and I'm gonna put one of these shots in here, but I wanted her to walk from the side so you could really see that wide bottom. So when I say walk from the side, I'm sorry. I had her walk this way in front of my camera so that I could see and I told her, you know, kind of take big steps, bounce your hair, but so I could see those wide pant legs that I knew she told me, hey, this is what I love about this outfit.
Okay, go ahead. Love that. I want to shoot. The sun's kind of hitting your face this way, believe it or not. Turn sideways. And can you?
Can I turn the side?
Yeah, no, okay. No, it doesn't matter to me at all. I gotta remember that. That's definitely is it your good side? Yeah. Is that what?
Okay, so Grace mentioned this to me, and she hadn't mentioned it earlier in the shoot. And I will preface this with, she doesn't have a bad side. She's beautiful. But a lot of girls, a lot of my own friends, if we're taking a picture together or a selfie or whatever, they're like, oh, I want to be on this side. It's my good side. So I hear that a lot from people. And if my client does tell me that, which again, she's kind of telling me this towards the end of the session, that it's her good side, although she has all good sides, but technically she did ask, can I turn this way or that way throughout the shoot? But it's probably a no-no on my part that I should have asked her from the get-go, do you have a favorite side, a good side? And it's not that I think she looks better this way or that way. I thought she looked great any which way, but some people just personally prefer that about themselves, and that is totally fine. And so I probably should have asked her earlier in the shoot. Sometimes I don't ask though, or I get like, how do I deliver this? I don't want them to think I'm like, which side looks good, because neither one, you know, I don't know. So I don't know, I can be awkward with my delivery sometimes. But I should have probably asked her earlier in the shoot, so I could have been conscious of that more. However, she did mention it's as far as, can I turn this way instead of that way? And I'm glad she did along the way, but my bad. So ask about if they have a good side, if, or pay attention to that, because I think it's makes them feel like, okay, she really has got me. She's got me good. So yeah. So that kind of wraps up what all behind the scenes I wanted you to see while working with Grace. I am really excited about our session. I hope it was helpful looking at some of the outfits and the locations and just watching from behind the scenes. If you have any questions for me, feel free to email me or let me know, or message me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook a lot as far as answering messages. So thank you so much, guys. You have the best day, and I can't wait to see you in the next video, which I will tell you is about lenses. I don't even have to look it up. And after that, because we're coming up on Christmas season, not yet, it's still time for October, Halloween, but since Christmas season is coming and a lot of photographers have Christmas mini sessions, or maybe not Christmas, maybe just seasonal or holiday type mini sessions of some sort, I want to show you my process with booking that, setting up and delivering the images, like the whole kit and caboodle of what I do for my mini session. So have the best day, and I will talk with you later. Bye.